Thank you very much. Smartphones are like computers. You can bank with it, you can download music, you can download apps, and if you're not careful, your phone, like your computer, can be hacked. Joining me with advice on how to protect your phone is Dave Hatter with Libertas Technologies. Dave, how you doing?
Good, Rob. How are you?
People are very careful about their computers. They seem less concerned about their phones, but they're essentially the same thing, are they not?
Pretty much. Modern smartphones, tablets, all those devices are so powerful now, they're basically just miniaturized computers. You're absolutely right.
So how do you protect your phone?
Well, there's a couple things you got to do. You need to be proactive. You need to take it seriously. I agree. Most people don't really think too much about it, but as they add more information, not only contacts of their friends and family and business, they get business information on there too, and that's the real risk. Hackers know that people are increasingly taking all kinds of work-related information, personal information out on these phones, so they want to break into them.
Okay.
And basically to protect them, there's a couple things. You know, the same things, the same challenges you have with a PC.
Yeah.
Viruses, malware. You need software to prevent that. Norton makes software, McAfee makes software. I like the AVG free product. I have a Droid phone, works really good.
Right.
You need some software like that, but you also need to do things like set a password on it.
Okay.
And you need a strong password because one of the major threats is that you lose the phone.
Right.
It's, you know, hackers are going to try to break in. You can download apps that have who knows what inside them. So you got to be thinking about the same kind of risks that you face with a PC, but in all likelihood, you're not going to lose a full-blown PC very often. Okay. I've lost a whole bunch of phones. I mean, who hasn't lost a phone, right?
Absolutely.
And, you know, in the old days when they were the big giant bricks that all you could do is make a phone call, no big deal. But you got to be thinking about things like put a password on it. Okay. Or don't put sensitive information on it. You know, don't take your personal data out on the phone unless you're absolutely certain you're not going to lose it, because it's going to be a major problem for you.
And I'll tell you the one thing, I one time downloaded an app and it screwed up my phone. Well, how do you know what apps are safe and which apps are not?
Well, that's a good question. You know, Apple does a really good job because they're very stringent. We've built some mobile phone apps for some customers, and they're very stringent about what they'll let you get through Apple, okay? Android, on the other hand, and the Google Marketplace, they're not as stringent, and there are pros and cons to each approach. With an Apple phone, typically you're probably not going to have a lot of problems because, again, Apple is very rigorous about what they'll let you put in their store. Okay. With Android, it's, you know, it's hard to say. One of the best things you can do is go out and research it first. Sure. If you're thinking about downloading an app for your phone, go out to a place like CNET or ZDNet, places where they review this sort of stuff. See what you can find out about it. Ask other people. You get on Facebook and say, hey, I'm thinking about getting this. Have you used it? Learn as much as you can before you put it in there, because sometimes the apps themselves are the malware. Sure. They're going to try to steal your information.
They're going to try to steal your information. Absolutely. And once they have access, there's no telling what they can do.
Well, exactly. And it's an even bigger problem because as people start to do more financial things, you know, go out and try to do e-commerce with a phone, buy things from a phone, you're going to have very sensitive information like bank accounts, social security numbers in there. So the big thing is awareness, and don't put information on there that you think might be at risk.
There you go. Dave Hatter with Libertas Technologies giving you his advice. He has some links that he sent to me, and we're going to put it on our website, fox19.com. Dave.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you very much, man.
My pleasure.
We have much more straight ahead on the Fox 19 Morning News, including a look at your weather forecast. Even though those clouds look pretty ominous, we're not going to get rain today. Katie's forecast is next.